my name is Lee and welcome to my channel Cola Flipper. I'm a UK eBay reseller. I buy second-hand items at car boot sales and charity shops and I flip them online for a profit. It's the last Sunday of May, the bank holiday weekend, and I've done well at the car boot. It was a pretty good one. As you can see, I've been buying furniture again, so the wife is not happy. Yeah, good day. The field was pretty much full by about 7:30. So yeah, not too bad at all. I got there I was a bit late, about 6:30ish, and then the field was at least half full then, and it was pretty frantic. What I like about this car boot sale is that there are so many people setting up at the same time. You don't get the stalls mobbed like you do at some of the other ones that I've been to. But I've done well, and I've done well on a combination of buying from private sellers as well as traders. And some of the items could be worth an awful lot of money. I was a bit worried about buying this initially because I've already got quite a few furniture projects on the go where I just haven't had the time to put into them, but the value will be high when I get my bum into gear and actually get it sorted, so maybe that is something I need to do. But whilst the car boot sales are on, I'm loath to spend time in the garage fixing, repairing, making things look good again, because there are so many good items out there. So maybe that's the sort of thing I need to save for winter. But these are absolutely stunning. I've paid up on these, to be honest. I've looked at a lot of the rows in the private sellers initially, and there's usually a row of traders that go around the edge. And again, this looked like your standard sort of house clearance place, but it did have a lot of pretty decent looking furniture, including these. These immediately stood out to me, and what made them stand out, well, you can see this dark wood edge here. This is teak, and I recognised that as teak initially. And also just the way the arms were made, it just stood out as a quality item. There are issues. So this is a plywood back and seat, and there is chipping to the edges and bits where it's peeled, so it's not in brilliant condition. And I asked how much they were, because this is a pair, I've got two of these, and they wanted £100 for the pair. And that's quite a lot of money to pay up for me. I typically I don't mind paying up for the right item, as you can see, but I try and keep my risk levels low. When you're spending 100 odd quid, that's quite a lot of money to risk on a single, or in this case a pair of items. But I had a look, there was no maker's name on it, and whilst I was looking, I managed to get my phone and take a side profile view, because I knew this was a very unique shape arm. And what I was hoping was that Google Lens would be able to find the manufacturer. So I had a look, took a sneaky photo, had a chat, and they said it was 100, and I thought, oh, they're nice, they're very nice, but it's quite a bit of damage. And she said, yeah, I know, if you're interested, they're 100, but if they're still here later on, I'd be willing to consider doing maybe a cheaper deal. I said I'd need to have a think, so I went off. And yes, I did leave these there, someone else could have bought them. I went off to have a little check, and I had a sneaky check on my phone, and Google Lens did manage to find this very, very unique arm shape. And it came up with, I'm going to have to read the name up because I've forgotten it already. It came up with a name, Hovman Olsen. I could tell they looked Danish, and the shape suggested mid-century. And when I looked up this particular brand, I found some on, I mean there is some cracking and damage, but hopefully I'll be able to sort it out. But one's in good condition. A set of 4 on one of the other, so not on eBay, but there's Vinterio and other specialist websites for quality used furniture. There's another one, obviously Etsy, that sort of stuff. I found a set of 4 in good condition for sale for £2,700 and something. So my thoughts are, if I can get a little bit of a deal because there is some damage, I can clean them up, get them re-oiled, I will re-oil them myself, and make them look as good as possible, I'm not expecting half of that. You would expect sets of 4 and 6 matching chairs to have a higher value than a single chair when you divide it up, because they're matching. People would like to get dining sets, but having 2 rather than a single one still means there's a bit of value to it. So it doesn't mean that they're going to be worth 1,300 odd quid for the pair, 1,350. But let's say they were even worth half of that, £80 out to perhaps get 650 odd pounds back. That would be pretty fantastic. So I thought it was worth the risk of £80. Well, I went back and counted at 75, and she said 80, and you've got a deal. So we went with it. One of the things that, so as I said, you've got the very unique shape of the arms. The other thing I noticed was the way that they were constructed underneath, and straight away that's just screaming mid-century. In mid-century, it's massively popular, and the furniture is beautiful, so I thought that was a risk worth taking. Yes, I'm going to have to put some time in, but even if it takes me an afternoon or an entire day to sand them, oil them, and get them looking fantastic, for the potential return of £600 upwards, that has got to be worth a punt. So yeah, really, really pleased with those. There is work to be done, there is damage, but I think that was a risk worth taking. So yeah, really, really pleased. If that was my only thing I picked up at the car boot sale, I would still be happy. So if I'd normally gone out and I'd spent 80 quid and expected to get 600 back, pretty happy with that. So that as one item, we've done well. So I'm going to try and bang through the items relatively quickly because I'm trying to keep my videos short and concise. I've done my usual of trying to keep my profits of around £20 per item after fees. Again, there's a few exceptions on a few items where I've taken a punt, but generally I make the effort to make sure that I'm going to be getting high-end stuff only, or high value items, high profit items only, just for the fact that I'm part-time and I don't have the time to invest. So I shall go through a few bits. So first of all, got a Seiko watch. This is a Seiko SQ, and it's got the model code on the back. I got this as a little bit of a bundle deal. I got the watch and a Hobbs dress off the same gentleman, and so this is a Hobbs wrap dress. Hobbs stuff is expensive. If you don't know, have a look on their website, and I do quite well out of this. So I paid for the pair £25. I think he wanted something like 28 or 30 for the pair, but we did a little negotiation because I'd already bought a few other bits off him. So let's chalk that up as £12.50 each. That dress I should be able to get in the region of somewhere between £40 and £50 for. I'll probably put it up a little bit higher than that. Don't mind waiting it out, but Hobbs always sells well for me because I specifically try to keep to higher end brands because the margins are so much better, and it means I don't mind spending up a little bit. If I can spend 12 quid and get back 40 or 50, that works for me. Now this watch, I'll just bring it up closer to the screen so you can see it. But what I might do is do a separate video so I can put a little split screen. So this is a Seiko SQ. I do buy watches. I've had hits and misses. Sometimes you're going to get ones that don't work, sometimes you get ones that are perfectly working, some are filthy, some are in good clean condition. It's always you're always taking a chance when it's not working when you buy it. But then I specifically only go for certain brands, and one of those is Seiko's that are of a certain style. I've bought one of these before, and I know that these go for around the £45 to £65 mark. So I knew that investing £12.50 as this combined deal that was again an investment worth, a risk worth taking. So I buy all my watch batteries in bulk. I've got a watch battery changing kit, so no matter what type of back, whether it's a twist back, clip back, whatever, I can swap out the batteries rather than having to go and spend 4 or 5 quid at the market to go and get battery changed. I do it myself. By buying the batteries in bulk, it makes it a lot cheaper. Yes, I have to invest in the kit initially, but once you've sold a watch, it's all paid for, and it makes every watch after that more profitable. So yeah, somewhere between 45 and 65 quid for a £12 outlay. Taken a complete punt on this. Again, I'll do a little split screen so you can see this. Is this some sort of paper mache little trinket box, I guess? And I don't know if they were full-time traders or not. I wondered if it was an antique shop or something that was offloading some stuff, because I've not seen them there before. They did have lots and lots of different bits that did look interesting, but it could have been a couple just clearing out good quality stuff. And I just took a punt. It felt and looked old. There's some nice detailing on it. I'll get the screen up so you can see what's what. I know nothing about it. There's no marks on there, but I thought it was pretty. And one of my, whilst yes, I do like to make my money and make good margins, I will take a punt on stuff if I think it is quality and aesthetically pleasing. This I thought was really pretty, and I thought if I like it, someone else will like it. I've paid £4 for it, but even if it turns out, I've no idea anything about it. I don't even know what to describe it as, so I've got some research to do, but I thought it was pretty, so it will look nice in the background up here whilst it's waiting to be sold. So it could be valuable, it may not be. I need to do a lot of work on this because I literally have no clue, but I will make a lot of money on everything else. So taking a punt on a £4 item, if it works out it's not worth a lot, I'll be able to resell it at a car boot at some point if I decide that I don't like it on the shelf, or if I sell it on eBay, it will get my money back. I've got no doubt I'll be able to sell that for after fees, and I'll still be able to make my money back. So that was worth a punt. Don't know anything about it, I just thought it was attractive. Random item. Okay, I mentioned you can pick up shoe cleaning brushes at car boot sales, and I recognise this little box, this leather box, because I've already got another pair of shoe cleaning brushes that came in a box like this. What was different though is when I opened it up to have a look, I was just looking to see what sort of a state it was. I don't need any shoe cleaning brushes, but these are ebony, actual ebony. It says stamped on the side, real ebony, and they've got little white dot details on the end. Brand new, unused, vintage shoe cleaning brushes. So I don't know if there's any value to them, but I'll have a look. If there is, that's great. If not, I've got a massive shoe cleaning box full of stuff, so it just means I'll use them myself. He wanted 3, I paid 2. So even if it means I use them, it'd be quite nice to be using a vintage item. All my brushes are old anyway, but a quality like an ebony pair of shoe brushes just adds a bit of class when I'm doing the shoe cleaning. So yeah, really happy with that for 2 quid. 2 more random hard goods items, and I'll show you the other bits. So, taking a punt on this. I'm not a fisherman. I don't know a lot about fishing. I've sold some fishing reels before because I had a Shimano fishing reel where I knew that Shimano make good quality gears for mountain bikes. So my thoughts were, if they're good at engineering gears, they must be good at making reels. I took a punt, did well. This time I've gone for a vintage fishing reel. So that little end hoop, ceramic. But this, I believe it's for fly fishing. It's a split cane. Or maybe it's not fly fishing. Actually, look, I don't know, is the honest answer. But what I do know is that this is multiple bamboo canes which are split and then glued together and bonded together. So you've got the end piece, so it splits down, so it should be okay for postage. The only reason I bought it is the guy had loads of vintage fishing equipment, no Edward von Hoff reels like Jack and Emily sell, but I know that split canes can fetch an awful lot of money. So I took a punt, paid 7, and I don't know if I'm going to do very well on it. It looks like this is an unbranded one. There is no name or maker's mark on it anywhere. So the reality is I'm probably only going to make 35, 40 pounds on it. For £7 out, not the end of the world. Slight pain to post, I'm going to have to get a long postage box, but it's not the end of the world. If this was made by a well-known fishing rod brand, all of a sudden the split cane ones go up massively in value. So that is something I'm going to be keeping an eye out for. Now I've done a little bit more digging, is to keep an eye out for when I see fishing rods, have a look, see if any of them are made by any of the specific brands which I've started looking at. And if they're split cane, I know that they can go for over £100. So I thought it was worth taking the risk, and I didn't want to leave it. Perhaps I should have noticed that there was no maker's mark on it, which is going to hamper my resale value, but it was worth the risk for £7. So I think my money is safe. Not the best buy, not the worst buy. This is pretty cool. This is a carbon fibre hockey stick. I walked past it and I just saw the Osaka label. Didn't mean anything to me other than that I could see, it just looked quality. The other thing I saw was this little label on there, and on the side it says length, weight and balance point, and I thought, balance point, that's kind of quite a big detail to put onto a hockey stick. Why would you have a balance point? It made me think that might be better quality than the average. So I had a look at it, and it said so Osaka Pro Tour 40 mid bow, and I went off, had a look, and it seems that this Osaka brand have hockey sticks that vary anywhere up to around the sort of £250, £300 mark. So I was like, Jesus, this has got to be worth having a look at that. And I took a punt. I thought, well, resale values used seem to go around anywhere from sort of £50 to £100. So I thought, well, if it's going to be around the £50 mark, maybe if they're asking 20 quid, that's worth an investment. I would take a punt at that. Went back to the store to have a look, and the lady, when I picked it up, she said, oh, that's a very expensive hockey stick, and straight away in my head I'm thinking, oh man, she's going to ask for so much for this. She said, or whoever it was who was asked that to sell it, it said, make sure you don't sell it for 50p, because it's an expensive one. It probably cost her, I think she said it, she said it was either over 200 or 300 at the time, which I take with a pinch of salt, because I think the full carbon ones, this is a 40% carbon, is a lower price. I think the full 100% carbon ones are over 300. So she was saying, oh, don't sell it for 50p. So I'm thinking, oh Christ, is she going to be asking 30, 40, 50 quid? What is she going to ask? And she said, so it's £5, and it's quite a lot, but it's £5 if you want it. Couldn't get my money out of my pocket fast enough. Worst case scenario, 40 odd quid, so 5 into 40, can't complain, but it potentially could go for 70 odd. I tried to give it a bit of a flex, pushed it on the floor when I got home. This is solid, this is a proper quality piece of work. So yeah, if you ever see a hockey stick with Osaka on it, that is something to have a look at. Go and have a look at their website. Genuinely shocked at how expensive hockey sticks can be. But yeah, worth spending 10 minutes having a bit of research on that. As you can see, I've loaded up on shoes and boots today. I've gone a little bit crazy on them, but shoes and boots are one of my go-to items because they are typically relatively cheap to buy. They're unbreakable in the post, relatively small and easy to pack and post as well. So there's a lot of good things about shoes. I did leave a lot of shoes on the table that I knew I could make money on, but they needed more work than I was willing to put in. So I'll go through these quickly because I don't want to waste everyone's time, but I'll try and pick out the key bits of information. So specialist shoes and boots often hold a higher value than standard shoes and boots. These are a pair of Merrell ladies hiking boots. barely used. I forget how much I paid. It was £5, £6, £7, £8. Good condition. I should be able to flip these for around somewhere between £35 and £45. So good investment there. Next, pair of kids Hunter's wellies. Second-hand value on eBay, depending on condition, usually you're looking somewhere between £13 and £25. You might be able to push a little bit higher if it's a fancy colour. The reason I got these is these are my son's size, so he will use them until his feet get bigger and have to go onto a new pair. I paid 11 as a part of the deal with something else. My thoughts are that if I go to Asda or wherever to go and get a pair of wellies, they're going to be about £7 or £8 anyway, so pay a little bit more and I've got some Hunters. And when I finished, if I got Asda own brand wellies or Next wellies or whatever else, they're going to have minimal resale value. I'll be able to get my money back, I'll be able to make a very slight profit. So basically I've got free footwear, muddy footwear for my my youngest. So Hunter wellies, £11, typically depending on condition, 13 for something not so good, 25, maybe 30 for something in very good condition. These are in very good condition. I doubt he'll wear them out, so I'll make a little bit of money after he's used them for a season or two. Next, these Adidas trainers, little on the small side. These are a UK 7, which is pretty much as low as I want to go for a gent shoe. Reason I bought these, I used to have a pair in white, and I had those 15-20 years ago, so I know that these are not quite vintage, but this sort of style is back in. So it's a brown suede, paid £5. Minimum I should get is 20, 22, £23, but I'll probably push for a little bit more. Haven't checked comps, but they're in good condition, minimal cleaning needed, so this will be quick to clean up, quick to photograph, quick to list, and I should make some good money on those. Not a huge amount, but if it's quick to photograph, list, etc., I don't mind making a little bit less. Right, got two pairs of leather Clark's ladies boots. The reason I went for these, good quality leather. Clark's is a decent brand. If you look on the Clark's website, the prices are high. As a brand new shoe, they're quite an expensive high street brand, but they are renowned for quality. These need a clean and a polish, but nothing excessive. I can probably take 10 minutes per pair and I'll have these looking pretty much brand new again. You don't get a huge resale value on Clark's stuff, but people trust in that brand, and if they've had Clark's boots before, they know their sizes with Clark's, so you've got a decent chance of getting a second-hand buyer for them. She wanted 10 for these, 7 for these. I ended up getting the pair for 14. So yeah, happy with that. I would have thought minimum £25, but I usually put them up for £35, £40 and then take an offer. If someone offers me a little bit lower and I don't make my £20, it doesn't matter because they're only going to take 10 minutes to clean and then I've got to do my photography. So as a quick turnaround, quick listing, I don't mind making that a little bit less, but decent brand Clark's, okay with those. Got these from the same sellers. Didn't see these at first, but I did see these. These are some George Ross favourites. These are a pair of Kickers boots. Minimal wear, decent leather. They do need a polish up, and I've got some blue shoe cream as well. Need to clean the laces. I might replace the laces, but I can get these looking good. So these are a 41, which is a UK, is that about an 8? I'm not dead sure, but I'll be able to check. That's not an issue. These, when clean, in good clean. If you've seen my shoe cleaning videos, you'll know how well I can clean up a pair of shoes. I will get these looking fantastic again. In okayish condition, they go for about 25, maybe 30. In good condition, 35 plus. So these he wanted £4 for, and these they wanted £2 for. I didn't see the point in arguing it down anymore because I thought the price was fair. Perhaps I should have. If someone offers you a fair price, do you haggle down or not? I tend to go with the fair price. I'm not a horrible person. Yes, I'm trying to make a profit, but if you squeeze every penny out, are people going to come back and sell it another time? It was a fair price, I went with it. Maybe I'm being naive. £4 out for those. I reckon I'll get 35. These, complete punt I've taken on these. I don't know the brand, never seen them. Leather sole, and it's been resold with Timpsons. So someone's liked them. So leather boot upper, leather lining. The entire shaft of the boot is leather lined. Cheaper boots will have a leather rim at the top, and then it will be nylon or whatever, some cheaper material or canvas on the inside. These are leather lined all the way through. Leather sole. And someone spent the time and money on getting it resold, which means they probably spent a decent amount of money on them in the first place. So if they're full leather inner and outer and sole, and someone spent the money on getting them resold, even though I didn't know the brand, it's a brand called Hackett. I thought at £2, I don't think I've really had a massive risk there. The reality is I've had a quick look at comps. I can hardly find any of them there. There's a handful about, but they're not looking in brilliant condition. My thoughts are I will get these looking fantastic again. I'll put them up, as well as being based on the brand, sometimes the style, and this sort of ruched effect has done quite well for me, but I don't know if that's because I've had good branded ones, but maybe someone is looking for them. I'll put them up 35, 40 quid, see where it lands. If I get a lot of interest, great. If I don't, I can afford to drop them down. At £2 invested, it's not the end of the world if I have to keep dropping the price. And the reality is, these will sell easily, these will sell quickly, and that will cover the cost of these. So it means that I've got a pair sitting on my shelf that haven't cost me anything because these will sell quickly. So I don't mind sitting for a while. If I do have to drop, even if I only make a tenner on these, that's made my bulk of the profit. It's not the end of the world if I don't make the huge amount on these. So yeah, reasonably happy with those, even though I don't know who they are. But it was, again, it's about learning quality, and the fact are there are leather uppers, inners and soles, and you could feel the construction was good. Makes me think it's got to be worth a punt. Having a look, it looks like they're around 150 new, so my gut instinct was right. Last of the shoe items, again, mentioned specialist footwear. These are motorcycle boots. It's a company called TCX. Good size, I think those were 10. Yep. And these are, yeah, motorcycling boots. So I've got a special cleaner for motorcycling boots because they can get quite stinky sometimes. So it's like a foam cleaner. You spray into it, the foam expands, and then the smell penetrates into the boot, and it's like a lemony sort of scent. I will stick the link in the description. I can't remember what it's called, but it's good for motorcycle helmets, gloves and boots because you can't get in to clean them. So spraying it in there, letting the foam do its work, and then they smell all sort of lemony fresh and citrusy. That's a really good little item. I think it was quite expensive. I'm sure it was about £5 or £6 including delivery, but it means your items are more saleable and you're less likely to get a return because you've got stinky boots. These I paid £15 for, which for a pair of shoes that could be considered quite a lot, but the reality is when you've got a specialist protective footwear item, the price is going to be quite high new. I've sold a couple of pairs of motorcycle boots before. I've sold some Alpine Stars for 100 used and not in brilliant condition, and I've sold a pair of like motocross boots and I sold those for 75, I think. So on the basis of that, I thought these have got to be worth at least 50, so £15 is a reasonable investment to make 50 odd pounds back. Having a look at comps, I think it might be actually closer to 70, so either way I think I've done reasonably well. So if you do see specialist footwear, even though it may not be your within your comfort zone, don't write it off. Sometimes it's worth a punt. Ask how much they are. If they're relatively cheap, take the punt, give it a go, learn about them, and you might make a decent profit. But if you take the punt and it doesn't work out, you haven't lost a huge amount, as long as they're in good condition. So basically, don't be afraid to take a punt if you think something's specialist and would have some sort of following or requirement. So I think I've done okay on those. Right, next couple of items and I'm done. Right, I'll try and bang through this as quickly as I can. LK Bennett mustard yellow cardigan. Whenever you're getting clothes, always check for holes, always check armpits for holes, check cuffs for stains and wear. I paid £2 for this. LK Bennett is a well-known high quality ladies footwear company. Again, look on the website, you'll see shoes around the sort of £200 plus mark. Sold LK Bennett dresses before and knitwear. It's always gone quite well for me. This is only a cotton cardi, but £2 out, should be able to get at least 25 back, but I have sold closer to 35 before. If this was something like cashmere, you'd be looking at closer to 50. So LK Bennett, good brand. Took a punt on this. This is a, so you've got Sparco, who've made it. You've also got Bridgestone Motorsport logos with it as well. So this is a big, I think it's a large fleece. Sold a pair of Sparco driving boots, racing boots, FIA approved, which means they're fireproof, etc. Can be used for all the way up to sort of Formula Ford, etc., or whatever that's called now. So I knew that Sparco make good quality aftermarket bits for your cars, so racing steering wheels, racing seats, that sort of stuff. So I took the punt. I thought if it's only a couple of quid, that's got to be worth an investment, because I know a lot of motorsport stuff does go quite well. This isn't affiliated with any team. If it was affiliated with a team, so if it was a Formula 1 team, you'd obviously get more money for it. This looks brand new. It doesn't look like it's been used. It's in genuinely excellent condition. I couldn't find any comps for this at all, so I don't know whether that means I should go high or I should just get it in and sell it to get the money back quickly. I only paid £2 for this. Didn't negotiate on it. If someone's asking £2 for a brand new top, I'm quite happy to pay £2 for it. It's fine. At worst, something that I can use in the garden for £2, but I wouldn't have thought I'd have too much problem getting £25 for that, but I might do my usual, push higher, see what happens. If I get a bite, that's great. If I don't get much interest, I can afford to drop it. It's not an issue. Kath Kidston bag. Now, Kath Kidston, well-known manufacturer for all these sort of fancy little prints. They went into administration since COVID's kicked in. They still have, I know all the stores locally have shut down, but they still have an online presence. So I'm assuming that another manufacturer, another company bought them out and is just continuing to sell their stuff online. This sort of bag, usually I would have thought brand new, probably around the sort of £40 to £60 mark. Now, second hand, they don't go for a huge amount. I might only be able to get £20 for that, but it's in good condition. So I've got the condition on my side. It's kind of got that cottage core type vibe to it as well. One of the other things that is good is the fact that I've got 3 other Kath Kidston bags that I bought recently. One is exactly the same pattern, so it means I can just do sell similar for that listing, and basically just remeasure this bag because it's a slightly different design, tweak my text, but all the rest of the pattern, everything else is going to be the same. So my listing time on that is going to be quick. I only paid £1. So even if that's £1 into 20 plus postage, the fact that my listing time is going to be quick makes that a real bargain there. One I spoke about earlier with the watch and the Hobbs dress. Same guy. I picked up these 2 items. This men's gents jacket. It's an unlined jacket, so you've got this sort of top quarter lining. Makes it quite a flexible flowing jacket to wear. It is made by Hackett. Hackett shirts cost, as in like a man's work shirt type shirt, you are looking typically between 85 and £100 for a shirt. So when you can pick up a blazer jacket for £6, that is worth doing. I've sold half a Hackett suit before. It wasn't a separate blazer, it was a suit top where I'm assuming the trousers got ruined, picked them up in a charity shop. And I sold that for £55. So even if I don't get anywhere near that, let's say I get somewhere closer to £40, that is something that it's wool, it's quality. I would have thought easy 40, but I'll push for higher. I haven't looked at comps yet, I'll push for higher, see where it goes, but at £6 out, well worth it. This is my second, the Kooples. Second Kooples top of the week. I bought one yesterday on my Saturday car boot sale. Bought a shirt for £1. Kooples shirts, I think, again, are around £85 new, which would make me think that a polo is probably going to be around the £45–50 mark new. This is good condition. What I thought was interesting, I don't know if it's real genuine leather or vegan leather, faux leather, pleather, whatever, collar, but at £2 I wasn't going to argue, and I don't know what the resale value is on that. I would have thought £20+, maybe more. Should be relatively easy, needs a quick wash, steam, photograph. That will be no drama at all. Haven't looked at the comps yet, but it won't be a drama. But it is also my size, so should the comps be unfavourable, it will be something that I will be wearing. So the Kooples, definitely a brand to look out for. Last two items, I've done well here. This is actually thanks to a friend of mine, James. He's got a YouTube channel, James Collects. He is a self-confessed nerd and Pokemon addict. And he gave me a call to let me know where he was, because he was looking at a pair of shoes and he wasn't sure if they were genuine, wanted me to have a quick look, went and had a look, and it's actually the same as a pair that I bought previously, a pair of Adidas trainers. The specific, they're ones that are designed by Pharrell Williams, so I knew them firsthand because I've got a couple of pairs of them, and the guy was asking for 40, I think that was what James has paid for them, but they potentially can sell for well over 100. I had a chat with him, and then James pointed out, he said there's a car over here, as a Volvo. If you look on the far side there, they had some Ralph Lauren jeans. Remember, it's Ralph Lauren, like the girl's name Lauren, not Loren. So I had a look, went down that way. He pointed me out. I had a look through all of their stall, and there were some good items there. Some of them were more than I really wanted to pay, but these two items I went for. So this is a pair of ladies Ralph Lauren jeans. Nothing fancy. I don't even know if these are the sort of style that's going on at the moment, but I paid 15 for the pair, for the pair of jeans and these trousers. So I thought it's got to be worth a punt, and as I'd already known that I was going to make my money back on a lot of other things, it's worth the risk. If you're only buying one or two things at a car boot sale, if you fail, you've made a massive failure. Well, not massive failure. You feel bad because you've made a failure. As I've bought a variety of items from different areas, so it's not all clothing, it's not all hard goods, it's not all electronics. It means that I'm spreading my risk in different categories, so that if I do make the odd failure, other items balance that out. So that's why it's good to get increase your breadth of knowledge, so that you can spread your risk, but also spread your opportunity and have the option for picking up more bits. These trousers, these are by a company called Joseph. Joseph make expensive, really expensive clothing. I haven't done comps on these yet. These are a sort of a black canvas, almost like a chino. They're a wide leg, no waistband. What size are these? Are a medium, and it's cotton and viscose. Viscose is, a lot of people mistake it for man-made. It's actually a plant-based material, but it's kind of, it's not truly man-made, it's not truly synthetic, it's kind of a combination between the two. So viscose is a quality material, but a lot of people discount it. So viscose is good, so don't stress if you see something that's made of viscose, but it's a cotton viscose mix. Having looked at comps, I would have thought these would have been well over £100 new. So when I paid £7 for those, these would likely be over £100 new. 7 for those. It's worth a punt. That is it for today. Whilst I said I was going to try and do it quickly, and I've been speed talking, I've still probably taken over half an hour. So tips of the day: spread your risks, because it helps balance out if you do make a mistake. Make sure you learn about different areas, because it will help you broaden your opportunities, and look for quality. So with that chair, which I don't know why I'm tapping here because you can't see it, but the chair, mid-century teak chair, I recognised the materials, it was teak, that screams quality. I looked at the shape of the arm, that screams quality. There were enough good indicators for me to take a punt. I still obviously went and checked my my phone, but if there was a whole load of people behind me, would I have taken the risk and gone for it? I think I probably would have done. I think because it was quite quiet in that area, I felt I had the opportunity to go and investigate and do a bit of research. But if I had been put under pressure, my gut says I would have bought them anyway, based on the fact that I'm a pretty reasonable judge of quality. So if that's something you're able to do, is learn to spot quality, that's great. As shops are opening up again now, COVID's calming down, go into high-end furniture shops, go into somewhere like Heels and go and look at expensive furniture, see how it's put together, go and see what an Urkel table is like underneath, so how it's manufactured. By spotting how quality stuff is manufactured, it will help you spot stuff in the field and potentially make more money. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you've got any questions, please pop them in the comments below. What did you get? Did you get anything good today that you took a punt on, that you've done really well on? Let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You've been watching me on Cola Flipper, and if you wouldn't mind liking, that would be helpful, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do. Otherwise, I shall see you next time.